The following is an audio recording of the TalkBack Q&A after the first reading of Call Me Tanya, the unauthorized occupation of Patty Hearst, an alternative identity musical, presented in San Francisco at Nancy Hayes Casting Studio on January 22nd, 2016.
Wait, there's more. Any questions? I brought some forms too if people want to write out any comments or suggestions or insights, reflections. And of course, if anyone knows of any place they feel this might be a good fit, I have them in the other room. But we're prepared to take questions and comments, but at the same time, it's okay to just sort of go back to our feasting and celebrating.
Yes.
Leonard, why did you pick Patty Hearst? Was it like a long time fixation or just...
Well, you know, I was in high school when the whole thing happened. It made a big impact on me. And because of what was going on in my own life, I felt very much that she was innocent because I'd seen people being forced to act out against others, not really in their own free will. And so, even though it was such a controversy at the time, there was something very deep and intuitive that I felt that she was not guilty of the crimes that she participated in. And then Harvey, my partner, wrote a book on coerced perpetration, and it kind of sparked the whole idea that she is like a child soldier, and that there's a big opportunity to look at child soldiers and other people who are coerced into everything from sex trafficking to even certain types of white-collar crime. And that's how I just wanted to do it.
What was the inspiration for the music side of it as opposed to some of the narrative?
The music, I wanted to use the vernacular of the time period in the early to mid-'70s, which luckily is the same vernacular used in indie alt music today, 40 years later. So that was just part of that idea, to try to stay with that sort of feeling and be true to the period yet make it contemporary. And I was lucky that the two periods really do link up.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment that it's amazing to me the amount of complexity you were able to communicate through songs and, you know, and the juxtapositions that you created that showed multiple sides of situations that are so quickly reduced to sound bites. And I just thought it was spectacular to pull that off in such a creative way with all of these incredibly talented people.
Yeah, very grateful to have them this week. And of course my core team for a while. And there's more to the whole show. We actually have planned a whole separate visual text of movement and choreography. So that gesture of trying to hopefully devise choreography where we kind of work it up as a team, but have it directly reflect the relationships between the characters and their relationships to themselves.
When you were reading out what was happening and when this really goes on stage, is it going to happen? You know, so you're saying some of the readings were descriptions of people doing things. Now when it goes into production, are you just going to do the things?
It's actually a good question. That's harder. It's hard to answer and easy to answer. And that tonight we just used selected scenes. There's a lot of scenes we had to leave out for technical reasons because they're too big and complex, large company numbers. and other songs we just played little pieces of, and it's the first time we heard it in this context, which we'll think about for next time. And then, because the show is about theater itself,
It's about theater because of F. Lee Bailey?
because of F. Lee Bailey, and because her grandfather, William Randolph Hearst, who invented yellow journalism.
Right.
It's basically a form of guerrilla theater to leverage people into political positions that he would like them to take. And so the SLA was also using political theater in the initial kidnapping of her, getting her into a bank, using the taped communiques, and got the media actually to participate with them in the guerrilla theater in the event. But it, of course, then spiraled horribly out of control. So sometimes a lot of what we said tonight would not show up on the stage, but there are moments that do, that where people are reading their own stage directions, because, like with F. Lee Bailey, the trial is very much dealing with the theater of the trial and how that relates to competing narratives, which was going on internally with Patty, and then also in society at large, and then, of course, still in society today.
So what would be the people that are sitting down now will be up and walking around?
Oh yeah, it's a big show, lots of dancing, swaying.
Hey, it's a musical.
Yeah.
They'll be singing, they'll be dancing, they'll be shooting.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of dance and beautiful things. When she was actually kidnapped, what was being described is you're going to watch it visually happen, but we're not acting it out today. And then even that little recording we played over a $3 speaker would be acted out live by the cast in the dark.
What struck me was the whole complexity that you were dealing with, that the whole thing was in a crucible of compassion for each character, everybody. And that's really hard to pull off, especially when you're dealing with things that are, aggressed upon, that whole. So the song that you sing as Thank You was marvelous to me because of that, that everybody is a human being. So that piece of theater that you're dealing with really, really touched me deeply.
Well, thank you for saying that. I hope with Sing Q, we never want to make an excuse for him for the terrible things he did. But I think one of the most important things that we can do as individuals is to see the humanity in our enemies. And in this, to see the humanity of this man. And then, of course, it goes with Patty herself, for us to be able to have compassion and humanity for the things she does, and to understand that, at least in my opinion, that, and I'll talk about Sue, this was 3,000 years ago, that we're all capable of every type of human behavior, given the right circumstance, and that no one should be considered outside the human family.
So there's no cheap shot in this one.
Well, we get a few in. Halfway Bailey does not.
They're self-inflicted, but...
I just get out of the way and let him, slay himself.
Well, he is a cheap shot, but there.
I resemble that remark.
Sydney?
Well, it occurred to me that the entire theme, the overriding consideration, is pointing out to all of us, to everyone who ever sees it, how judgmental we have become as a society, how quick to label and to find the fault. And if it doesn't agree with us, it's got to be wrong. And that's what this was all about. That's what we did to her. We made a decision immediately, and it was because she was rich. And she had what we didn't have. We had to decide she was bad. And I also thought that the Missing You song, if you just could get Adele to sing that, it would finance a Broadway show.
And Joan, I know you have a Rolodex. Thank you for saying you'll do that. Anything else tonight? Because I am going to grab those papers, I want to remind you, please, oh, sorry.
Over here.
Can't see there, yes.
Hey, so there's a lot of blending of the whole story is this blending of what's fact and what's fiction and how we can perceive that and what we believe or choose not to believe. And I'm just wondering what, in researching all of this, what part that you found out to be fact was just like the most kind of shocking part of the whole thing to you?
Oh, there were so many. You say that was something we really strived for in developing it, was remembering that the internal experience of Patty, and I think in all of us, is these ideas of what is reality, what is really happening, what is really the truth, what really should I be doing, and who am I really? And in the story itself, many things, including that F. Lee Bailey, which you saw tonight, was given the opportunity to just let her off the hook with probation, but he couldn't because he had the book and movie rights, which now is taught in law schools as, no, you can't do that. The fact that Joel Fort, which we heard about in that scene too, desperately wanted to testify for her defense, and when he wasn't chosen, he testified for the prosecution of her and was instrumental in having her sent to prison. Anything else? Yes.
Have you been in contact with Patty Hearst?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Anyone else, or is it time for cake? Yes.
I think it was so intense and such good acting and stuff that I think that a lot of times the dialogue the rhymes throughout, whoever wrote that, kind of took some of the intensity off of it, I mean, F. Lee Bailey kind of was fun to laugh at because everything was so intense. Because otherwise it could just make you sad. So whoever wrote the poetry did it. I just really did a good job.
Yes, that's right. I wrote it. So we will be, yes, Mary.
I was just going to say that, I was also in high school at this time. And I wasn't on a coast. I was in the middle of the country and watching this thing take place. And what you did with this story is so interesting to me. I feel like I'm still digesting it. But what you did with it in reflecting these multiple transformations of this person and humanizing her and the situation and all the people around her it's really huge because you reflect this recurring theme of imposition of identity, and you reflect this form of abuse that was repeated in the legal system that was done to her by these people who kidnapped her, which is not at all something that came out at that time. It was not at all evident at that time, if you were just taking in what was being publicized. So it's in that sense, it is a really edgy piece, which I think is only in the best possible way.
With singing and dancing.
Perhaps actually this format is actually more intense.
I hope it's a vehicle to be entertaining, and also a vehicle to actually allow us to pause for a moment or two and consider our own identity and our own struggles to conform or our struggles not to conform, and to also understand others and the plights that they go through that are more challenging than ours, and sometimes even try to understand people who are going through it in just a small way.
Right. Or the challenges of the roles no matter what standing. It's all challenge.
that this is not the last performance. The show is developing. Of course, there's much more in it. There's other songs. There's lots of other text that goes into it, makes it more cohesive and coherent. And so I really hope that you'll join us as we move forward. Be part of this play as it comes to life.